else? Come on, man. Who ate breakfast today? Who did not eat breakfast today and decided not to do well? Got it. Who needs to gain weight?
Yeah, that's all I
Who needs to gain weight and didn't eat breakfast? Solid. At least you're honest. Right? I guess that's good. Right? All right, so first part, it's a little awkward logistically. Sorry. A little awkward logistically. But I want to use another clip, and the TVs are over there, the whiteboard's over here. I don't want to set up down there because CrossFit's coming in, so you got to follow me down the TVs real quick. Watch this quick little clip. We'll reference it throughout the rest of the session. All right, so you got it around so you can see the video. For all you old people that grew up in the 80s and 90s, anybody seen the Indiana Jones series? Some, not all. Okay, it's classic, it's fantastic. This is in The Last Crusade. For context, The Last Crusade, in this movie, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, is looking for the Holy Grail, Christ's cup. Allegedly, if you could drink out of it, you can heal or stay alive forever, maybe, right? So he's searching for it. He's kind of like not wanting to do it, but the bad guys have his father. They shot his father. The father's laying down, he's dying. So he needs to go find this cup, bring it back, give it to his father, have him drink out of the water so he can heal. That's the goal of the movie. There's the 3 little obstacles that are fatal if you make a mistake that he has to get through, okay? First he has to go through this obstacle where these razor blades come out at him, and then there's a path he has to walk across with a wrong step and he falls to his death. And then there's this last piece with the bridge. Okay, so book, little guidebook. Here it is. The leap from the lion's head. The lion's head. The lion over there on the side.
And you must hurry.
Says it's a leap of faith. Says you must believe. Okay, back on location.
Today we honor the third year of our quest against the legions of Ceylon.
Oh yeah, boy!
First it out, push-ups. Get a good 25. All right. Face matches my shoulders. 25, 30, 35, you make it 35, 40, 45, 40, 50, you make it 50, you make it more than 50, 60. All right, you guys are big winners. All right, doing the minimums, do more than the minimums, do as much as you can. Same lesson every week. Okay, so we're gonna come back to the Indiana Jones, the leap of faith, all the steps that he took. Today's topic, we'll get right into it, is identifying and addressing limiting beliefs and fears that hold you back. Think about where you are, think about your why, where you want to go, and getting there from A to B. What are the things that are holding you back? Now, we won't get into that specifically for a few more minutes. I'm gonna give you some tactics, but essentially, after all the tactics are said and done, before you ever even try them, the only way you get through is with that leap of faith, and you take a step and move forward. For some, me included, I might have to do 2 or 3 tactics first to get me more comfortable or ready to move forward, but essentially, ready or not, as soon as you decide to move forward, it's happening, right? You're through, right? And you take the second step. If you watch in the film, like he truly had to believe, right? And it was all an optical illusion from his standpoint. It was in his head. When he could see fully the whole bridge, he was able to move forward. See the first step, he was there, he's kind of like, I made it, right? Kind of surprised. Took another step. By the third step, he's kind of like smiling, right? Confidence is growing by the third or fourth step. By the end of the bridge, he's actually moving kind of quickly because confidence improved even more. Confidence comes after the reps, right? Took more steps, more confidence improved. He gets to the end, he throws a little pebbles over the bridge as a reminder, hey, I can do this. I can do this, right? Tactics. I'm afraid of X. I'm afraid of X because. Just say it out loud. Say it to yourself in the mirror. If I say it to myself in the mirror and I have to look at myself, say something I'm afraid of, a lot of times I realize this just sounds kind of silly. Or you write it down. I'm afraid of needles. Well, you get enough blood work done to test your health after a while, enough reps, it's not really a big deal. Plus I make that nurse give me a sticker when we're done. So I have it right here the rest of the day. And I got 2 tattoos and plenty of needles, right? So I was afraid of needles, but did enough times, enough reps, I feel good, and I get a sticker. Okay? Say it out loud. If you need to, write down or say out loud the pluses and minuses, the positives and negatives of what you're afraid of. I'm afraid of publishing a book because people might not like it. It might not be successful. It might not impact people. All things that are in your head, or in my head potentially. What are the positives? Well, if it impacted one person, is that a success? Yeah, I can say so, yeah, sure. What's the negative? Well, if I don't do it, I impact no one. If I impact 2 people, is that a success? Or if someone else gets it, someone else down the road. Multiple layers of success, positive. Negative, cost me time and money. Well, I can always make more money. There's plenty of jobs out there. Ultimately, it's going to come back to your why. It kind of helps push you through. Is your why strong? And if you forget about it, you lose sight of it, you're focusing on what you're afraid of versus your why. You just focus on the fear, then you will kind of get stuck and don't move forward. Right? I love Tony Robbins' example of the race car drivers. People, if you're driving IndyCar, you have to go through the school first before they actually put you on a track. And you're in the simulator, just like an airplane simulator, and you're driving on this track at 200 miles an hour. And it's specifically set up that in one lesson, the car spins and you're veering towards the wall. And you're supposed to get out of the spin and not hit the wall, right? Because you're afraid you're gonna hit the wall and die. So death is a fear, right? You're spinning, and people crash. Do it again, people crash. They're saying, hey, look at the road, not the wall. Spin, crash. So Tony's in the thing again, and he's starting to spin, and the instructor had to take his head and turn it so it's looking at the road so that he can turn the wheel and make his way towards the road. The whole time he's looking at the wall, guess what happened? Crash. If you look at the target, you move forward, you take a step, right? Ultimately, typically, the fear comes down to a couple things. Am I really afraid that it's not gonna make any money, or it's not gonna do well, the book, or people won't like it? What that really means, for most of us, if you go through enough psychology work, it's, will they not like it? Will they not like me? Will I not be loved by somebody or some people? Will I be abandoned and alone? The fears usually kind of progress towards that fundamental infant level progression of abandonment and being alone, right? And it's really not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And the times that you are abandoned and alone, it is absolutely okay. God will be there and pick you up and carry you along. There's gonna be at least one more person on the planet, a friend, a parent, me, that you can call, and you're not alone, all right? If you get past it, I'm not gonna be abandoned and alone, and it's not really people don't like me, it's you're okay by yourself. Again, the fear's gonna go away. Ask for help. I'm afraid of this. I said it out loud. How do I get through this? What's Jim's number? What's his email? It's plastered everywhere. My cell phone is on my website. People can reach me directly. All right? Breathing techniques. We went over that 2 weeks ago. How to calm yourself down, over oxygenate. I'm afraid of this. I'm getting ready for a big play. Oh my God, I'm already short breath. I'm panicking. No. Breathe. Maybe you're not afraid of something long term. Maybe something in this next moment. I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up. Refocus your target. Get away from the wall. Focus on the target. Drive, right? Drive your car away from the wall. You have to make a big play. Focus on the play, not I might mess up. That's the fear, right? You focus on the fear, the fear happens. Fear causes hesitation. Hesitation causes your biggest fears to come true, right? Another 80s movie, right at Point Break, right? Everybody else know that one? The ice bath. We just talked about this. Anybody nervous at all about the ice bath last week? Even a little bit. I was. I took a course, a Wim Hof course. It was 4 or 5 hours. I knew there was an ice bath at it. It was on Saturday morning. I'm already kind of sweating. I've been doing some of the cold showers leading up to it to kind of prepare. But I'm like, man, ice bath, I haven't really done that. I'm a little nervous about it. Went out, Tractor Supply, got a tub, filled it with ice, jumped in 2 days before, 3 days before. Because I'm like, you know what? If I'm nervous about it on Saturday, just get it over with. Take a step forward. I jump in the tub on Thursday. Come Saturday, I'm like, all right, I know what it's gonna feel like. It's not fun for 30 seconds, but it's okay. So if you handle that, you can handle something else, right? If you get in the habit of always handling it, whatever's in front of me, I just handle it. At some point, you're really not afraid of much anymore. You grow up on food stamps. You can't play sports till you're 12. You get told to pay for college, and you get abandoned your freshman year and told no more money. Create your own business, pay for your schooling. Fired from multiple jobs, another job goes under, marriage falls apart, right? Things happen, you still move forward, right? After a while, start a business out of your garage, really out of your garage, just your head. You go to MBA school, in 08 and 09 to work in the finance world in the middle of a financial crisis and housing market blow up, right? You get your car repossessed your first year running the gym. So by the time the pandemic rolls around and you're 45, now it's just the next obstacle. Are you afraid? No. No. You have enough steps. You put yourself in enough uncomfortable situations, you're really not afraid of much anymore. If you're always getting beat by the fear or your fears, you're afraid of your whole time. You're afraid your whole life. And you never measure up. Then this is your life. This is who you are. This is your identity. But after a while, it's like, okay, well, what's next? You end up learning that the fears, the unknown, the uncertainty, change has its own equation, and it's an equality. Change, unknown, equals opportunity. There is a chance. Pandemic occurs, we add a nutrition business. Right? Still have this, add something else. There's no more fears. So eventually some people, they're so nervous about coming into the gym, they'll sit out in the car, they might not even come in. Or ask Jen, she took her months, who'd already been training doing boot camps and Spartan races, still afraid to come into the gym, took her months. Now it really doesn't matter what I put into programming, she knows I'm just gonna handle it. Right? If you're uncomfortable enough, it all goes away. So at any point along the path, as soon as you decide to step forward, you can stop all this. Here's another concern. In writing my book, I need to read 25 other books, listen to 25 other podcasts, listen to all these other speakers, see what they have to say, put all that together. Then I have enough knowledge and confidence I can write my own book. No, I already know enough. Now, you know, I'm advocating of learning and reading, so I still do that. But if I didn't read another word, I still have enough in my head where I can make it happen. I'm not dependent upon anyone else. I'll put my product out there. It'll do okay. I'll evolve it to the next round, the 2.0 version, right? Get their feedback, but I don't need more information. You don't need more information to move forward. Any one of the lessons from this 10-week course, you take 2 or 3 of them and not have to show up anymore and just execute them fully. You're good enough if you do it. If you don't do it, then you gotta keep coming, right? As soon as you decide to step forward, stop all this, just keep moving. If you have to eat a frog, right, Mark Twain, everybody heard this story, this phrase? If you have to eat a frog, when's the best time to do it?
In the morning.
In the morning. Get it out of the way. If you have to eat 2 frogs, eat the bigger one first, right? Mark Twain. Get the problem out of the way, quickly. Otherwise, you sweat it all day. Right? Do enough reps, confidence improves. We just saw it. That clip was a minute. I'm going, right? At every step, you learn how to play Pee-wee football, you're nervous about that, you're going in middle school, then you have high school, now you're in college. At every step, all along the way, there are new fears, there's new obstacles, there are new challenges. You don't get to get rid of all those. It's always just the next step. Hopefully they're bigger. Hopefully the challenges grow. Hopefully you're solving bigger problems. Hopefully it's not the problem of, can I get some food in me when I get up for breakfast? Hopefully that's not the big problem, right? Hopefully we're solving bigger problems than that a year from now. Because there's always going to be there. You have to just be comfortable. It's always going to be changing. It's always going to be uncertainty. Always. Oh, now you're playing? Now you're starting? Now what? Now you're in charge of the offense? Now you're in charge of the defense? Now what? Now I got to go to combine? Now what? Right? Set up short-term, long-term feedback loop. How did I do with this? How do I do this fear? Here's how I handle it. Write it down. Here's how I handle it. I went forward. Feedback. Next fear comes up. Write it down. Say it out loud. Get some help. This is what I did last time. I moved forward. Here's how I adjusted. Apply. Readjust. Go again. Go again. Right? It's always there. So Chris Voss is a negotiator. Hostage Negotiator. Never Split the Difference. Fantastic book on how to negotiate. I highly recommend it. Helped me out tremendously. Saved me a few $1,000s in the negotiation. And he is coaching, or he's teaching a class at Harvard in the business school. And he says, all right, he labels it and says, this next piece is not very fun, and it's too challenging and a bit humiliating, but you'll get the most from it. So I already put it out there, it's challenging and a bit humiliating, but you get the most from it, right? You label the fear, a little humiliating, but you get the most from it. Here's your why. Who wants to come up here and discuss what a limiting belief or fear is holding them back? It's a little challenging, a little humiliating, but you get the most out of it.
I can do it.
All right, you look next. All right, Jack, what's you most nervous about, fearful of?
Being like a walk-on, like at a school where you weren't recruited as like highly as everyone else, like not knowing if you stack up against the rest of the pack and whether coaches view you differently or not. So like that's a limiting belief sometimes. Or it used to be more than it was now, but
So what are you afraid of now?
that's what I used to be afraid of.
Okay.
Like, it's still sometimes there, like
Are you good enough,
yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Are you afraid of that now?
I want to be afraid of it as much as I am. It's like it's sometimes there, but not as much as I would say.
Is there a new fear you have now? I mean, I can ask you some
I could
questions.
just say, like, not performing when I need to the most during camp. Like that's
Performance fears?
sometimes.
What about letting people down?
Yeah, that's good.
What about how you appear to your coaches, teammates? Is it? Are you afraid to be a tryhard?
No.
Are you afraid of going all in?
Sometimes I could say yeah.
So then, why? Of those things.
Or I'm afraid of going all in.
Going all in, performance. Why are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of will happen?
If I
If
were
you,
to go,
if you go on and it doesn't go well, or you try to perform on the field and it doesn't go well, you get beat.
that I let people down.
Okay.
Potentially.
And then what? Why is that a fear? Why are you afraid of that?
So you've been seven reasons of why. Why am I afraid of letting people down? Because I care about it.
You care about them?
Yeah.
And then if you let them down, they might,
You need to think.
right? And then
Not be there.
not be there, not like you,
Yeah.
right? Right? Is that reasonable? Now you think about it, you say it out loud. Are they really not gonna like you anymore? Okay? Just saying it out loud. Just saying it out loud. Then just said it out loud. Okay? If you need help with that, well, addressing those things.
I think I'm getting help. But
Right now?
Yeah.
Right? You need to go through the pluses and minuses? Or do you want to just take a step and say, you know, I'm going all in, I'm telling the whole world on video going all in, and I'm not going to let people down, but if I do, I'm going to go all out so I give my best shot. Because you're going to make mistakes, you're going to let someone down every once in a while, but you're going to bounce back and give your best shot again. Ray Lewis got beat on plays, right? Jim Brown got tackled. Right? Things happen. Bill Belichick did not win every Super Bowl. But as soon as you get back up and start stepping, you're back in the game. You got a better shot. Are you going to let people down when you're hesitant and you're not putting forth everything? Is there a better chance of letting people down and not performing well? Yeah. If you go all in, you got a better shot at making it and doing it? Yeah. Just telling people, going to coaches, advocating, you got a better shot. If you don't, you got a worse shot. Then if you got a better shot, your fear actually happens. Right? Might as well go. You're here. Not hold back. Good job, guys. All right, Sam, you raise your hand. Let's hear it, buddy.
So my fears in my ability to not maybe perform to the best. I got moved to defensive line, and so I'm really undersized and have like zero experience.
So
I think that's my fear.
you're a little undersized now,
Yeah.
and was great when Jack and I met with Devon McDonald, his mentor. Jack was playing outside linebacker, and he got moved to inside. And he goes, man, I've never played inside. I don't know about that. You know, what do you think? Devon goes, it's absolutely where you should be. And he goes, what? How do you even know? You don't even see me play. God put you there, is what Devon said. He put you there. You're supposed to be here. Now go. So, you have some things against you, but you're not used to it. Experiences in that position, but you have football experience. Where'd you play before? Linebacker. So you've seen the linemen set up. You see what they do well, what they don't do well. A lot of times receivers will go to the defensive back and vice versa, and they'll say, well, I'm actually better because I knew what the other side was doing. So you actually had some knowledge and experience that you didn't have before. You know what the play's supposed to look like behind you. Now, what are you really worried about if you don't do well on D-line? You just said it, I'm worried about not doing well. Why is it a big deal?
Because it means it makes me feel like a failure.
Right?
Yeah.
You might make mistakes, and we kind of just went through that lesson, right?
You're getting ripped by your coaches.
Sure, because they care.
Yeah.
Here's what it's like when you work for me, and I stop coaching you. What's that tell you?
It means you don't care.
It means I don't give a shit anymore, because you're not really worth it, because I've given everything into you and you don't move forward. I move on to someone else that actually wants to move forward. So if they're ripping you and pushing you, because they see that you can do this. They put you there because they want to optimize you. They want you to play. So they put you there because they can optimize you. No one's put me behind the quarterback to run the ball. Right? I'm probably not even on the field. I'm probably the dork with the calculator and the computer, but they'll put you where they think you can be successful. Right? 2, you have time to address anything that you feel that you're short at, right? Everybody has their weaknesses and their strengths right now. Whatever you're weak at, work on it relentlessly. Relentlessly. You take things that you're concerned about, address them, start taking steps forward. All right, I'm no longer undersized. Whatever good size maybe for you to play the positions, maybe it's 250, maybe it's 270, right? I know to eat more, so I do it. Get rid of that concern, gone. What's the next one? What's the next obstacle? Have that mindset. Write down what the limiting factors are, the legit ones, not the ones in your head. Fix those, right? If you need help with eating, you need to pay attention when we were doing the shakes last week, right? It's one thing if you don't have the knowledge. It's one thing if you don't have the knowledge, you don't try to get the knowledge. And it's really one thing if you have the knowledge, you got the knowledge, someone showed you, and you don't fucking do it, and I really got nothing for you. You deserve to get your ass beat, right? There's the accountability, right? Your best shot today in the next 15 minutes. Find someone else here. Find a teammate, an ally, a partner. Pair off with that person. Say, this is what I'm afraid of and why. Ask that person, have that person ask you why you're afraid. Go through the 7 levels of why, not your why you're here, but why that's a concern and an issue. Do some tactics, and then write down what my next step forward is. If you can write down what your next 3 steps you need to take forward, prioritize those 3, schedule them, and then do them. Now we're just used to stepping forward, right? Like I can talk to you about the intangibles, big picture, motivate, blah, 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 but without any steps, it's all a fucking waste of time. Go home, right? You don't get it. You want to move forward, choose. Say it out loud, do it. Got it? See you guys next week.